Hello, I'm back with a first impressions video. However, this one is going to be a bit unorthodox as I only have a couple of screenshots of the game because Camtasia and full screen Windows don't like to work together. I also know about the Alt-Enter trick to get into windowed mode, but I couldn't move the window to a space where I could record the entire screen, so I'm kind of forced to do this one. Also, this video is a lot late. I'm sorry, creators of Heroes of Highwall. Heroes of Highwall is a side-scrolling action game. You can play as 3 different classes: a warrior, a wizard, or an archer. Obviously, I chose the archer. There are 7 waves of enemies you must overcome, and you get a skill after almost every wave completed. Each class has a skill that can stun enemies, as well as move around the map easier. The map isn't too special either, just a simple castle wall that involves some jumping in order to navigate. The enemies are trolls, plain and simple. The damage is static as well, meaning your attacks have a set amount of damage against monsters with a set amount of health. It's not that hard to get to the final boss, but the final boss can be a little difficult as he has 10,000 health, while my normal standard attacks as an archer can only do about 35. Yes, the archer's static damage for his left click attack is 35 damage, and even with his right click triple shot attack, it is still 35 per arrow. Some enemies do drop health potions, but that's all they drop. If you go down, you have to wait for the round to end or your team to die. Also, it's not that hard to dodge the enemies, so these health potions don't really do much if you take 0 damage. It's just, oh hey, a health potion in case I get damaged. There is a co-op mode as well, but I can't really figure out how to do it since it involves some router ports or something along the lines of like how Unturned has their multiplayer. The abilities are actually pretty cool and close to the abilities you'd find in other RPG games in fantasy settings. The archer can roll around, shoot multiple arrows, throw sleeping potions that will stun enemies, or shoot a barrage of arrows as his ultimate attack. The wizard can shoot fireballs, freeze enemies, teleport, or just call down a giant singular fireball that does a lot of damage. The warrior, from what I've gathered, can use a shield to block some damage, though I've done that unsuccessfully, and do a high jump that stuns enemies. Due to this ability, you can use the warrior to jump up where the enemies spawn from actually, but I don't recommend it. If you want something fun to play but don't have an hour, Heroes of Highwall has you covered as it is a fairly short game in its current form right now. Do I recommend the game? You should at least check it out, though Horde mode isn't a game mode for everybody. If anybody has any game demos or games that don't get enough attention, feel free to send me a message about them here on YouTube or the email that I have in my About section, as that's usually where I get these first impression stuff. But if you do this, at least have a way for me to play it in a window rather than full screen. As I've said before, Camtasia has some problems with it. Although I still don't know how Hunter was recordable, as it did this full screen thing, but when I check the footage it does it in like a smaller window while having my desktop behind it. So, hope you all have a happy Halloween.